museums deal a lot with nature. Landscape paintings, for example. But the discussions around those paintings can often feel kind of like you're leaving out a lot of different voices that should be involved. As a museum, we're really trying not to be neutral, and we're trying to actually show that when we think we're in a neutral situation, it's precisely when we think we're doing something that's not political, when politics is involved. I mentioned landscape painting earlier. On the one hand, landscape painting can be celebrated as these great sublime images of celebration of the sublimity of nature, the kinds of primal beauty of nature, when at the same time the creation of those landscape paintings was by and for an urban audience during a time which railroads were being constructed, and a lot of Eastern businessmen were keen to finance those railroads through travel, through vacation for Eastern city-dwelling people. And it was also a time when that went hand in hand with the expulsion of Native Americans from those landscapes. So if you see a lot of those 19th century landscape paintings, American landscape paintings, like the one behind me here, you'll see an absence of Native American culture, or you'll see Native Americans painted in a kind of childlike, as children, or as backwards, as savages. And so I think that trying to show the politics within these paintings, within where we think we're just experiencing nature, just something which is universally understood, we actually seeing something much more complicated, a historical version of nature. So when you're asking what is our goal, what are we trying to do, we're trying to show how attitudes towards nature, attitudes towards science, and attitudes towards art can often reproduce the very same things that have gotten us into environmental problematics in the first place, or colonial relationships with others in the first place. So I think trying to show how we reproduce those things within that space that we think is supposed to be neutral is really what that's our niche. Now, of course, we advocate for justice and we try to critique injustice, but I think really what we try to do is practice museums a little bit differently, because there's so much that can be done within that field.